There are two types of people in the world. One waits for an opportunity. Another loses everything to his stubbornness, even if he has no chance. Cristiano Ronaldo is one such person who cannot stop his stubbornness, his poverty, criticism, and any failure. Cristiano Ronaldo said, "As a child, I used to beg for food from my classmates and even went to McDonald's to ask for a burger. Finally joined the Andorinha club at the age of 8 after fighting this poverty." Ronaldo said, "Your love makes me strong. Your hate makes me unstoppable." To him, his own stubbornness was like a lifeline where once it stopped, it was over. Cristiano Ronaldo won the world today with his stubbornness, defeating all these things that are not his strength every time. Your talent will get you ahead in the beginning, but your persistence will earn it. One such incident happened in 2016. July 10, 2016. The Stade de France is alive. Over 75,000 fans roar as the European Championship final begins. On one side, the mighty hosts France, powered by Antoine Griezmann, Pogba, and Payet, heavy favorites to win on home soil. On the other, Portugal, a nation still chasing its first ever major trophy. And at the heart of it all stood Cristiano Ronaldo. This was supposed to be his night, the crowning jewel of a glittering career, the chance to finally silence those who said he could not deliver for his country. But football has a cruel way of writing its own scripts. From kickoff, France looked sharp. The crowd roared with every French attack. Portugal were nervous, sitting deep, holding on. Ronaldo touched the ball just a few times, looking to calm his team. Every Portuguese fan believed, if Ronaldo shines, we can dream. Then came the moment that changed everything. In the 8th minute, France's Dimitri Payet charged into a heavy challenge. His knee clattered into Ronaldo's. The Portuguese captain went down, clutching his left leg. Gasps filled the stadium. He tried to get up. He limped. He shook his head. The cameras zoomed in, a face of agony mixed with defiance. He would not give up, not here, not now. For the next few minutes, Ronaldo kept going. He tried sprinting. He even delivered a pass or two, but with every step, his knee buckled. At 17 minutes, he collapsed again. The physios rushed on. The crowd held its breath. Still, he insisted, "I'll play on." He strapped his knee, dragged himself back onto the pitch. The roar of Portuguese fans rose again. Their captain was refusing to surrender, but fate would not be denied. By the 23rd minute, Ronaldo fell to the ground for the 3rd time. This time, he knew the dream was slipping away. As the stretcher came on, tears filled his eyes. He covered his face with his captain's armband. The crowd saw not the superstar, but a broken man, a warrior being dragged from the battlefield. At 25 minutes, Cristiano Ronaldo was carried off the pitch, the stadium echoing with a strange mix of cheers and silence. For France, it was hope. For Portugal, it was heartbreak. Their talisman was gone. Millions watching around the world felt the same question echoing in their minds. Without Ronaldo, how could Portugal possibly survive? Cristiano Ronaldo was gone from the pitch, but he refused to vanish from the story. While many expected him to retreat to the dressing room in despair, he returned to the sidelines. His knee was bandaged, his face pale with pain, but his eyes burned with fire. Ronaldo transformed into something unexpected. A captain without a jersey, a coach without a whistle. France smelled blood. With Ronaldo off, they pushed harder. In the 34th minute, Moussa Sissoko forced Rui Patricio into his first big save, testing Portugal's resolve. By the 40th minute, Antoine Griezmann found space for a header, but Patricio's gloves denied him. Portugal looked rattled, but Ronaldo's voice pierced through the noise. He shouted instructions, gestured with fury, demanding focus. Even as he limped, he stood tall at the touchline, every bit the commander his team needed. At halftime, the score was still 0-0. Against all odds, Portugal had survived the storm. The second half began with France surging forward. 52nd minute, Griezmann rose again for another header, over the bar by inches. 57th minute, Olivier Giroud turned and shot, but Patricio smothered it. Portugal barely escaped. Every clearance a desperate gasp for air. Yet from the bench, Ronaldo clapped, shouted, demanded belief. His stubbornness, the same that once tried to keep him playing through injury, now poured into his teammates. France's attacks became relentless. At 65 minutes, Sissoko blasted a thunderous shot from distance. Patricio flew to his left, pushing it wide. At 70 minutes, Giroud found space again. But once more, the Portuguese keeper denied him. Each save wasn't just a block, it was a message. Portugal would not break. As the clock ticked toward 90, the tension in Paris was unbearable. In the 81st minute, André-Pierre Gignac spun inside the box, his shot beating Patricio but crashing against the post. France's fans screamed in agony. Portugal clung to life, every tackle desperate, every pass heavy with fear. On the sideline, Ronaldo lived every second, fists clenched, shouting like a man possessed. He was no longer playing, but in spirit, he was everywhere. When the referee's whistle signaled the end of normal time, the scoreboard still read France 0, Portugal 0. Portugal had survived 90 minutes without their star. But extra time loomed, 30 more minutes in the lion's den. France were hungry, the crowd ferocious, and fatigue was crushing Portugal. Yet one question lingered, hanging in the Parisian night. If not Ronaldo, then who would dare rise as Portugal's savior? The whistle blew for extra time. Fatigue weighed heavily on both sides, but the intensity never faltered. France pressed forward relentlessly, sensing the vulnerability of Portugal's exhausted players. 91st minute. Griezmann drove through midfield, feeding Pogba. Rui Patricio rushed out, diving to block a powerful strike. The rebound was cleared by Pepe in a desperate lunge. 94th minute, France's Olivier Giroud tried a header from close range. Patricio's gloves tipped it over. Portugal was surviving by a thread. Ronaldo stood at the sidelines, shouting, clapping, urging his teammates to fight for every ball. His presence was electric, a spark that refused to die. Portugal, though battered, began finding moments of space. Each attack was calculated, desperate, and dangerous. 97th minute. Nani surged down the right flank, sending a curling cross into the box. Giroud cleared just in time. 101st minute. Quaresma's long-range shot tested Lloris, but the French keeper parried it away. The tension built with every heartbeat. The match felt like a razor's edge. One mistake, one slip, and all would be lost. Then the unexpected happened. Portugal won possession in midfield. Eder, a striker often overlooked, collected the ball 25 yards from goal. He looked up. The stadium held its breath. 109th minute. With a single explosive strike, Eder unleashed a thunderbolt. The ball cut through the air, past a diving Hugo Lloris, and slammed into the top corner of the net. Time seemed to freeze. Silence fell over Stade de France. France's players were stunned. Portugal erupted in disbelief and joy. The remaining minutes were pure chaos. France hurled everything forward. 112th minute. Pogba's shot struck the post, inches from equalizing. Portugal defended desperately. Every tackle, every clearance a fight for history. When the referee blew the final whistle, the scoreboard read, France 0, Portugal 1. Against all odds, against every expectation, Portugal were European champions. As he lifted the trophy, Ronaldo's tears told the story. Suffering, perseverance, finally a nation's crown. Portugal fell, only to rise again. Cristiano Ronaldo said, "At first I cried in sadness, and then I cried in joy because we made history." Ronaldo was not on the field for the whole day and could not play the match, but his presence boosted the courage of his team members and made Portugal champions. And if you don't believe you are the best, then you will never achieve all that you are capable of. But the question here lingers. Was this Ronaldo's greatest triumph, or did Portugal prove there can be more than one man's dream? Eder, the unlikely hero, became a national icon overnight. Ronaldo, despite his injury, limped onto the pitch to lift the trophy, tears streaming down his face. His stubbornness, his refusal to quit, had ignited the team, creating a collective triumph greater than individual brilliance. Portugal's victory was more than a trophy. It was a story of endurance, belief, and destiny, where pain, stubbornness, and courage collided to create a moment for the ages.